All right. Caleb Knost joining us. Indiana had 5 consecutive visits, all elite talent. The last 2, while great and very, very important, are 3 years away. So that's nice and everything. But the 3 last week, Jamie Kaiser, Arrington Page, and Deshaun Harris-Smith, those 3 are incredibly important visits because I think Indiana lands 2 of the 3 and potentially 3 of the 3, but they're all 3 pieces that Indiana could really use. But it would make Indiana a continued more formidable team with what is also coming and what will already be there.
Yeah, I think the big thing with these visits is they're going how you expect them to go. We all expect, I mean, no kid's going to come visit Indiana and walk away thinking it was lackluster, right? But they're all, so when I'm reading these reviews, and Alec and everybody at the Hoosier.com does such a great job interviewing these kids or parents or whoever, but I try to read into specifics, like what did they really specifically like, besides just tradition and meeting with Coach Woodson. And they all talk about, the aura of Assembly Hall and Cicely and Harrelson getting to hold the championship trophies and things like that. The, specifics about Indiana that are little difference makers in their process.
Think about that. Not a lot of people have gotten to do that.
Not a lot.
And one of the people that did was Bob Knight. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, they didn't get to hold any trophies at Purdue.
Oh!
Shots fired. Shots
I mean,
fired.
Harrelson.
Wow, look out.
My brother and I looked at his post, his photo dumps, Jalen Harrelson from the Purdue and Indiana trips. And on the boiler up one, he said, #not committed. He said nothing about that on the Indiana post. So
you know what's funny?
Read into that what you will.
You know what's funny? I didn't think about it, but oh my, because I've not seen him do that before. I've not seen him bring out the national championship trophy. Now that I'm thinking about it, first of all, I think it was, if this was indeed done on purpose, I think it was absolutely ingenious. Did both Cicely and Harrelson have pictures holding the national championship trophy?
Yes. Only the in-state kids that visited, they did that with. They didn't do it with AP or DHS or Kaiser.
So have they done that with other kids?
I've yet to see it. I only saw it with the 2 in-state kids this week.
The reason I bring that up is because both of those, Trent Cicely and Jalen Harrelson, were on opposite visits to IU, and when they were not at IU, they were both at Purdue. So that's the more I think about it, I'm like, that was ingenious by Indiana. They're letting these kids hold. This is what Indiana's got in the trophy case. What's Purdue got?
Yeah, so, a little bit of
copy of John Wooden's shoes from 1932. But yeah, that's pretty ingenious. I got to give somebody a lot of credit. That's hilarious. Especially if they told him, say, ask Purdue to let you hold theirs when you go up there.
Hey, who it wouldn't shock me if it was Adam Howard behind the whole thing. He's been pushing the best at Indiana, come to Indiana, and posting pictures of Calvert, and he seems like a force to be reckoned with behind the scenes. I think he's stepped into their Dobo role. I think he was a grad assistant for the past few years. I wouldn't be surprised if he was behind all that.
Doing a great job. He certainly is. Getting those 3 guys in obviously was very, very important. Having them in succession and a little bit of crossover, probably very, very important as they get to there was no crossover between Jamie Kaiser and Arrington Page, but I think Arrington Page and Deshaun Harris-Smith were here a little bit at the same time. So probably a good thing because both of them were probably excited and get to be with somebody else. It's like, man, this is probably cool. But from everything you've seen and heard, how those visits went, I think Indiana's in pretty good shape.
You got to think so. Another good thing about the crossover that you don't necessarily think about is a lot of times those families get to meet. So it's not just the kids, because the kids more or less know each other, but parents get to see other parents. They get to, rattle off what they like about the school, go eat a meal or whatever together. So I think that's a definite advantage as well. I think they're in great shape with all of them. Arrington Page is a kid, I feel like the more I watch him, the more I learn about him, the less I know. He's kind of kept his cards close to his chest, but I think Deshaun Harris-Smith and Jamie Kaiser, they're definitely Personally, I think they're in the driver's seat for. Page is a little more of a mystery, but if they really want him, they're going to be able to get him.
I think that they do, especially now that Xavier Booker is off to Michigan State. That really is. They're not the exact same player, but Arrington Page is a player that they want and they need, that they will need, because you're going to lose Trace Jackson Davis and Race Thompson. Yeah, you'll have Malik Renault, and we kind of forget about Logan Duncombe because we don't really know what he's doing, but you're still going to need another big, if not two. It's not really what I call a big anymore. I don't know if an anchor is really more the proper word, I think, than a big or the center. It's not really a center anymore. It's more of an anchor, I think, the way Woody is running his offense. So, but yeah, I think we'll see. Page may be the one that holds out longest. I said it earlier. I think that they may get commitments from the other two by the end of the month, possibly. We'll see.
Right. I wouldn't be surprised to see them. I feel like everybody's kind of glossed over the class of 2024 a lot, written it off. There's not a lot of in-state talent as far as Indiana is concerned, but I've been diving deeper in that class, and there's some really good potential college players in that class. I mean, maybe not the high-end NBA level talent, but like a kid from McEachern down here in Georgia, Ace Bailey, that Indiana's already offered, about 6'4", can shoot the absolute cover off the basketball. I wouldn't be surprised to see them get involved with another kid, Micah Smith from Sandy Creek, same school that produced Jabari Smith. Right, he plays Atlanta Celtics. Jasir Roseman's got these Atlanta ties. I think, you might see them really hammer the Southeast for the class of 24 since there's not a ton of options in state.
Oh man, we'll get back to that a little bit later, but yeah, Indiana is just recruiting wise, they're hitting on all cylinders, but it would be nice to get these commitments and get them out of the way, and so they can focus on the season at hand. But you made a comment earlier. There are 12 5-stars.
I think it's 12 that are committed. Yeah,
and 7 of them are going to either Kentucky or Duke.
With DJ Wagner likely a Kentucky lean at this point too, so that will probably jump to 8. And there's no Kentucky has probably, if he goes there, undoubtedly Kentucky will have the highest payroll in all of college basketball, which is customary for them. It's probably just costing them a little more now, but rumored to be $2 million for Oscar Tshiebwe. And I'm thinking, what's his name going to get if he comes in there? Not as much as Tshiebwe, but he's the top recruit in the country, so I'd say it's going to be pretty big. He's tied in with Nike already with that new Nocta Drake sponsored, line of basketball equipment they have. So he's already got deep Nike or sponsorship ties. I wouldn't be surprised if his value is north of what Oscar Tshiebwe's is when he steps on campus in Lexington, assuming that happens.
Well, we'll certainly find out, man, as it keeps going. Make sure you keep up and go to thehoosier.com. Caleb Knost is a contributor there, as well as everything else that's there. They've got articles and interviews from all 5 of the players that have visited here. So go to thehoosier.com and check that out. Caleb, I can't thank you enough, man.
Appreciate it, Jim. I'll talk to y'all next time.
Yes, sir. Caleb Knost joining us from thehoosier.com.